Hello and happy new year to everybody here in the group. Wow, we're in a new year, we're in a new decade, and it's 2020. I can't quite believe it, but here we are anyway. And I don't know about you, but I am actually feeling pretty excited about this year. And, there's been lots of stuff that's been bubbling away in the background for me. And, how are you feeling about 2020? So if you're watching in the replay, just type hashtag replay and let me know what's been going on for you. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. And yeah, I hope you're really raring to go and to really take on this year as you mean to go on, really. So this is like, making the start of it and continuing to work as you mean to go on. So really what I want to do is really talk a little bit about how we can get 2020 off to a flying start. And if you've seen a couple of my posts, you'll know that I have actually been taking that quite literally. I have been skiing for a week over New Year, and we have been blessed with the weather. We had a major snow the week before I went in the Alps, and then the whole week I was there, we had clear blue skies and not a single cloud the whole week. So it was absolutely stunning. It really was. The lighting around the mountains, and I was in, very rugged, peak, high energy environment where it's where I feel alive. I feel connected to, I don't know, nature and myself and what I want to do. So really what happened for me this holiday was really, rather than taking a break, which, we get to the end of the year, it's like, oh, I need to take a break. I'm looking forward to having some time off. And I kind of felt like that before I went, but actually I was so invigorated. I was so inspired by my surroundings that actually what happened for me was that I was feeling that I wanted to input that energy and that power into my business. So no, I didn't work all the time, but I definitely did do some things. I was having loads of ideas, inspirations. I was writing them down, and I was feeling really connected to those. So let me know if you can identify with that. Type in the comments, like, what inspired you over the holidays? Maybe while you were sitting around doing nothing, you felt inspired. Did you use that energy and put that into your business to create something? Or did you just let it fall by the wayside and do nothing with it? So, there was a great analogy. I was talking to somebody the other day about one of my experiences. Now, I'm a pretty good skier and I can, go pretty fast down the mountains. I've been skiing since I was quite young. I've been quite lucky with that. And but mainly my skiing has been about being on piste. It's been doing quite safe skiing, but, black runs, but fast runs, but, within the confines of the ski slopes. And this year we were with a ski guide, and he was taking us a little bit off piste. So not majorly off piste, but what I call side piste, where all the moguls are, and, getting to that. And the first one we did, I was like looking from the top and I was thinking, there's no way I can do this. I'm not used to skiing on moguls. I'm used to skiing on nice, flat, wide runs or narrow runs, but, pretty flat, even though they're steep. And I was thinking to myself, I can't do this. And so he was very encouraging. He was great. And I did it. And I was like thinking, oh my goodness, that was good fun, but that was a bit out of my comfort zone. And over the course of the week, he was taking us to more and more kind of side piste, more difficult runs. And then on our second to last day, he took us over a ridge on the side of the piste, and there was no turning back. There was no turning back. Like, we were there. There was only commitment to taking and doing the slope. And I looked down this mountain and I thought, oh my goodness, I can either stand here in fear and allow the fear to build up. There was a little bit of fear. Or I had to commit to doing the run. There was no other way out of it. So what I did was I took it nice and slowly. I kind of hung back. I didn't want to be one of the first to go. I wanted to suss out the route I was going to take. And I slowly sort of dropped off the edge of this mountain and, started slowly taking my time, thinking about my technique, that he'd given us like 2 or 3 tips over the course of the week. And it really helped me to just do things differently. It wasn't about skiing completely differently. It was just about tweaking and doing things a little bit differently to gain my confidence. And those things made an awful lot of difference to my skiing in that more difficult environment. And as I was going down, there were a couple of times where I stopped because I was like, I had picked a route and I thought to myself, well, actually, this doesn't feel so comfortable now. Actually, I'm going to stop and I'm going to go a little bit further to the left or to the right, and I'm going to commit to that route. So I course corrected as I went down. And then as I got to the bottom, there was a long shush, and I really went for it. And, I was exhilarated. I was so excited. Of course, we ended up in deep snow because we were off piste, and I fell over as soon as I came to a stop, which was fine. Rather do that on a flat. But it was so exhilarating. And I turned back and I looked at that mountain, and I realized that what I was thinking was that had I seen that mountain before and looked at it and seen people coming down, I would have thought to myself, only crazy people do that. But what I did was I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I was willing to commit. I was willing to course correct. I was willing to tweak. Sorry, my voice is a bit dry from all the mountain air. And I was willing to look at things differently. And it really made me think about how I'm doing things in business, because that's exactly what I'm doing to keep up with my goals, deciding what I want to do, course correcting along the way, but committed and keeping going. And often if our goals or anything shift or change, or we get to a certain junction, we think we're going the wrong way, and we stop and we freeze and we go into fear, and we feel like we have to backtrack to find an easier route out. But actually, sometimes it's just about tweaking something. And so that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today, because it's about using the energy of what inspires you. It's not taking a break from everything. It's about using that energy of what inspires you and putting that into your business. Now, setting goals generally doesn't work because we are focused on one particular outcome and we're unwilling to course correct. And studies show that only 25% of people are actually only still committed after 30 days of setting goals, and only 8% actually accomplish them. So those statistics are pretty crappy. They're pretty poor. So we've got to be really willing to be able to course correct along the way, and not always thinking, well, I haven't got exactly to my goal, so I'm just going to give up on them. We have to be willing to course correct, but we have to be willing to keep going. And most of us don't do that. So our goals need to be soul inspired. They need to be easy. They need to be fun. They need to be energizing. And we need to be putting that energy into our goals. It's not about hard work, head down, not looking to see what else is going, not being willing to course correct. So it's about bringing that lighter, energizing, inspiring energy into your goals to get results. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're setting goals for. We want to get results. And it doesn't always have to be what you do in your business. For me, it was about being out in the mountains, about skiing, about being in that environment that gave me that energy to still keep going in my business. So what we often do, and what I'm realizing more and more from myself and from talking to my clients, is that when we want to set a goal or we want to achieve something in a certain life area, now that could be in a relationship or manifesting a new relationship, or it could be about our health and well-being. Sorry, my voice is really croaky. Or it's in our business, we focus only on that life area. And what we need to be doing, we are whole, holistic beings. We need to focus on all areas of our life and make sure that energy is in all areas of our life, not just in the area where we are looking to create the result or the inspiration. Hi, Roshetta. Hi, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining me. So we're just talking about, getting things off to a flying start. And, really, this is about, so the first tip that I really want to give you is about getting the clarity about your goal and it being soul inspired, it being easy, it being fun, it's being energizing, and how you can create that energy within your goal that you want to create. Okay, so this is about really getting clarity. What are you Why are you setting that goal? What is the outcome that you want to achieve? What is it? But what are you willing to course correct along the way if something comes up? But you want to get real clear about why you're setting it. Does that goal inspire you? Does that goal get you excited? The fear might come in. That's okay. Don't worry about that. But does the idea of achieving that goal or something around that goal actually get you excited, give you goosebumps? Like that, so much so that you are committed to doing whatever it takes to creating it and making that happen? Are you willing to make a stand for it? Are you standing in conviction to that goal? And often what we do is when we set goals, and if they're a little bit big and they're a little bit scary and they're a little bit towards the edges of our comfort zone, what we do is we don't talk about our goals. We don't tell people. We keep it quiet just in case we don't achieve it. We hide behind it. So, I mean, like, let me know if this is resonating with you guys. Just let me know in the comments. Like, are there goals that you've set yourself, but you haven't told anyone about it just in case you don't get there? You want to make a stand for it. Those are the goals that are inspiring. You want to give it energy. You want to make it fun. You want to make it light. You want to make it inspired. You want to talk about it with people so that they can get on that wagon with you and get inspired with you and keep that energy moving, so that keeping you going forward. Things will get in your way, and that's okay. Fear will show up. Procrastination will show up. All sorts of things will come up when we keep getting closer to our goal, towards the edges of our comfort zone, because it's uncomfortable, because we're not in our old place and we're not quite yet in our new place. And so that space is uncomfortable. That space is just, is not energetically resonant yet to where we want to go, but it's not resonant to where we've been either. And so this is where most people give up as well. We need to keep going. So where we have this goal that we are willing to commit to, we're willing to make a stand for, we're convicted to it, we have absolute conviction in that goal, that when we speak about it, people can hear it in us. That's the level of commitment that we want. Because when that fear comes up, when that procrastination, when that kind of feeling, however that shows up for you, laziness, or I forgot, or I'm going to speak to these few people, and I was like, got to the end of it, I forgot to contact that person, shows up in lots of different ways. And I know that for myself. Sometimes I'll be like, it's on my to-do list, but then I'll get to the end of the day and I'll be like, I totally forgot to do that. What's that about? Stay curious about why you haven't done certain things. So let me know if that's you. How does your kind of procrastination, your fear show up for you? Just type it in the comments and let me know. The second thing is be willing to course correct. And if you didn't listen to the first part of my of this, then go back to that, because I really talk about this willingness to commit to our goal, but also being willing to course correct, because other things, we don't know at the start what the rest of that journey looks like. We might get a sense of it, but we don't want to work too far ahead. We will get to a certain vantage point, and I was using the analogy of skiing. We will get to a certain vantage point and we will need to course correct, because we will have a different view from that place a few steps down the line. So we have to be willing to switch tracks, to change our minds, to see what else we can include, what else we can do, what we can add to, what's no longer working, what we need to let go of, because the things that we're bringing with us won't help us where we're going. We can't do more. We have to let go of certain things in order to do new and different things. So we need to be committed at the beginning to get down the slopes. This is the analogy that I was using. But then halfway down, we might get to a bit of a rocky outcrop that we didn't see from the top. So we need to be willing to go down a slightly different route and course correct the whole way down. This is about tweaking, creating space, slowing down so you can see what else is all around you. This is not about stopping, completely reassessing, thinking about a completely new plan. This is about small little tweaks and course correction. This is what I teach my clients, because this is what's so important, because as soon as we slow down, we're losing the energy of it and we go back, and then we need to push even further to keep going. And then the third thing I want to really talk about is finding what works for you. There are so many things out there that are telling us that if you do these 7 steps, you'll get success, you'll, follow this to the letter and you will succeed. But this is about finding what's right for you. We are all different. We all resonate differently, and what works for one person is not going to work for somebody else. And this goes back to the course correcting. And if you're anything like me, you'll see all my books around me. Don't know which way that's going. I have taken bits of those books that resonate with me. What have I learned from it? What have I taken and made my own thing from it? And so these kind of 7 steps to everything they don't work. We have to be willing to learn new things, for sure, but we need to take what's energetically resonant to us. This is about standing in your soul power, standing up for who you are and doing things that work for you, tweaking and course correcting and taking what resonates with you. You will get things wrong, and that's okay, but that's what allows us to course correct and tweak. It doesn't mean stop, okay? It's all about moving forward. Let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know if you can see a couple of people watching. Just let me know if you've got any comments, anything that kind of really resonates with you around this. I'd be delighted to answer any questions. And to take this a step further, I'm doing a masterclass on Monday, 3 to 4 p.m. This is all about standing in your soul power. This is about doing things your way. This is everything that I teach. This is not about I've got the answers for you. This is about you giving you the power to stand in your own power and to create what feels right for you, that is soul inspired, that is going to create this committed action and goal that you want to create, that you are so committed to because it's so aligned to who you are that you will not give up on it, whatever stands in your way. You will course correct, you will find different ways to get down there or get towards it than you first thought, but you will stand in that true power. So the link is in the post. I'll pop it in the comments as well. Do sign up. If you can't join me Monday 3 till 4 live, then I'll send you the recording, but you have to register. So I've got your email address and note to send it to you. I'd be delighted to share some more stuff. We're going to be doing a really powerful soul power activation and also money activation, because for many of us, especially in business, we need to release the blocks to money that we carry with us, and these come along from way back. So we need to release some of those. So please come and join me. If you want to come and join me, let me know you're going to join me, and let me know if you've got any questions. Again, if you're watching the replay, just type #replay. Let me know if you've got any comments, if you've got any questions. I'd be delighted to answer them, to take this conversation further. Tell me how you're standing in your soul power and what you're doing around that and the successes that you've had in that. Share within the group. I'm very happy to give tips and tools about what I've learned, but this is about coming together. This is about collaboration. This is about sharing. That's what's so important for me, and this is what's important about community, creating a strong community of people who want to really stand in their soul power, create a change in the world, create a bigger impact through the work they do. Consciousness is rising and we need change. The old ways of doing things no longer work in business, in health and well-being, around money, around all of these things. So I want to have more of these conversations around how we can all together collaboratively set and pave the way to doing things differently by all standing in our unique soul power. So I'm going to love you and leave you there. I'm going to drink some more water. My throat is really dry. And yeah, let me know if you've got questions. And join me for the masterclass. I'd love to see you there. Bye for now.